Good morning. It's Thursday, August 3rd, and today I am here at Ikea, which is a very large building. We have one here in St. Louis, and I figured I'll show it off. I know a lot of places don't have Ikea. Really, go back to last year, I'd never been into an Ikea. I'd seen it a bit online in some videos like this, and that made me want to go, and was happy I did. So I'm gonna sort of show off Ikea, and that way if you don't have one around, you can kind of know what it's about. I've only bought food here. I brought my mom, she's bought stuff, and I have plans. I may even go over some of my plans, because the goal is to get my own place in not too long. You know, hopefully by the end of the year. So I'm starting to think on that. But let's go inside. On the way in, I'll point out this first level is actually a parking garage. I actually parked in there. I'm not crazy. I didn't park out in the sun. But the first level is a parking garage. And when you go in the doors, welcome to your Ikea store, you're still in the parking garage. There's actually an escalator, elevator, stairs, etc. that go up to the first floor of the store itself. And then you don't actually start on the first floor. First floor is small stuff. The idea is you start on the showroom, so you go up to the top. We have a little map here, catalogs, fun stuff, bags, tape measures, pencils to write down the item numbers for the stuff you want to buy. I don't need any of that right now. If I, for some reason, decide to buy something today, I'll end up using my phone to keep track of it. That works as well. But you go up here, and the showroom starts over here, but I'm actually going to turn around because it sort of winks around to the end of the first, or the top floor, and I'm going behind me to the cafe. I'm gonna start with something to eat because I have not eaten yet today. Woke up, played some video games, relaxed, and got ready to come out here. So I'm gonna eat. It's basically like a cafeteria kind of thing. So I got my food and joined the Ikea family thing, so I get tea for free. So that's nice. So whatever, I got the Swedish meatballs, just sort of meal. I'm gonna eat this. I'll probably eat before I leave again, because I will probably be here a while. I'm gonna sit here and eat, and then we'll start looking around the showroom. So I'm back out to the actual showroom. Stairs back there, pretty much right at the beginning. And one of the things I like, I don't know if I'd use or not, is they have a lot of setups. Like, it's like, example, here's how you could set up a room. For example, here's a very tiny bedroom, and actually above the bed, they have storage cabinets. Simple, but effective, good use of space. It's something I'm definitely keeping in mind if I need to add additional storage, or even just, well, with the place I'm thinking of getting at this point, I wouldn't need it. Just turning one end of the room into a closet by putting the storage and adding a curtain. Nice. But yeah, I'm just gonna look around, have some fun.
I really think it's cute.
Of course, they have some appliances in addition. I didn't know that until I came here. They have refrigerators, ovens, that kind of thing. Exhaust hoods. Everything has. If you come here, there is literally someone that stands at the door. I found it out my first time coming here. They will ask, they're kind of asking, anyone new, and if you walk in seeming kind of unsure, they'll ask you. They can explain exactly how things work, but basically some stuff you contact staff for, some stuff you just pick up, like there's bins and stuff, and you have there's weird carts and normal carts, and other stuff has codes for the self-serve area, and it will tell you where to get it when you go out to at the end of the store. There's a big, basically warehouse, and you can enter in computer, and it'll show you this, and the thing basically says this row, this aisle, this bin, and it tells you exactly where to get the stuff, and you pretty much pick it up yourself. So different ways depending on what the item is, and everything has a tag to let you know. Lots of tags. And the place I'm getting, I'm not likely to redo the cabinets early. That's one of the things that can wait. But if I end up really staying there a long time, I would. And they have some cool stuff in cabinets here. I mean, they have some basic normal cabinets. And they have drawer cabinets that have drawers inside of the drawers. You can go around, they have various other things. Even this. You have your oven hood. The fact that they put a cabinet in here, you could put some storage above it based on where the piping for it actually goes. To store around it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Some of the higher shelves are normal. Some of them like that, where they lift up. Which, of course, how are you going to get it down? Well, you're going to grab a stick, I guess. I don't know. But, interesting. I actually like this table. The inventory. Simple black table as far as just possibly a future gaming table. It's a little bigger than what I've been using. Maybe enough to add one more person to the table for games. Of course, it all depends on how the filming setup ends up working, but it's definitely something to consider, because I'd love to be able to add another friend to my games. We also have shelving, and these aren't the shelves I like, but I do love the lights. And the way the lights work is kind of interesting. There's like 3 tags on it, because basically it's the light itself, which attaches to the top of the shelves. And then that goes into a cable, which takes it to a box that actually plugs into the wall. So you buy one box and you can plug multiple lights into that one box that plugs into the wall. So you have to buy it like bit by bit, but it's more effective once you get it. Oh, we're into the living room now apparently. You can tell by the couches and by the coffee tables and by the sign that says living room. That's actually the one that gave it away to me. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'll end up doing for seating stuff, because that's the kind of thing that I will let it be based on how much space I end up having left. Maybe a love seat, not a full-size couch, I can almost guarantee that. Not a full-size couch, maybe a love seat. I might just go with a nice chair. And they have some good options here. If I end up wanting to get new, which I may, I'll probably stick with something from here. Alternatively, I'm sure I can get someone cheaper if I want to get someone used, but it kind of weirds me out with some of like fabric goods to get someone used, so. Decently comfy chairs here. Admittedly, something I've also considered, and I don't know if I would really do it, would be instead of continuing the game as I have been, where I have us like each at a table, I might get something like this. This black is coffee table. It's a decently large coffee table, and I may even have something a little larger, but it's much lower. And I may go ahead and get couches. I may actually set it up where in the filming room we sit around on couches and game, because my gaming group, in the history of what we've done both. I don't know, that's at least something I've considered. I might end up doing that, which would totally throw up the format of the, because I mean that would just change it to a much more relaxed environment. I don't know, thinking about it. And I mean, I could have it set up where I can switch between 2 rooms and change it when needed. I don't know. In another example kitchen, and they have the lift-up cabinets a little lower. They have more of the drawers that have drawers in them. And some great corner cabinet usage, because it pulls out completely. That is a nice way to actually utilize the space into the corner. They also have things that basically what is like a closet. It is basically a full built unit that could just sort of be set in. And then these are interesting. They call them shoe bins, but really you could store newspapers, whatever kind of stuff, but shoe bins kind of thing that are a nice low profile close up against the wall. Basically utilize that last little bit of space. So that is nifty. And of course, navigating your way around the place, they have little lights that shine down on the floor and tell you what direction to go. So you basically, they're directing you along the path in a deliberate manner to get you to go through every section, see everything. Seeing these lights, they have some of them that sit on the desk, some that it's like this mounts to the wall. They're little, and they are very directional. You point it exactly where you want it. And I like the idea, but I just noticed all the ones that get played with here end up with those kind of kinks. And while it's fine if it's a nice smooth arc, once it gets kind of messed up like that, it doesn't look very nice anymore. So I don't know if it'd be worth having it to try and keep it looking nice. More example living rooms, more couch options. This sort of nice space, which I love. I mean, just some of the creative, the way they think about things. They actually have a slanted roof here to show how to utilize when the space compresses here, and putting a little desk back behind you, which is a great idea. I of course love this light. Both in that it is of course a Death Star exploding, as well as just like what it allows you to do to control the actual light that's going through. And with as many of the spots as they have set up as just here's little room examples and such, they actually have a few of these, you know, setups. It's like this one is urban living is a growing movement, and here is comfort, function, and beauty in 590 square feet. And they pretty much set up an area, and they've just put a whole central house in here. Pretty much all the basics that you need, making it showing here you can keep space, and they have like a little bedroom there, bedroom here. You know, that one's just set up by carpet. We have the kitchen sort of in the middle between things, bathroom, even things they don't actually sell, toilet and shower. They show here to have space to show, hey, it all fits. And sort of the idea almost. Ooh, which brings me to one of the things I like. It's a mirror, whatever mirror, but it's on hinges and it's just storage. So whether that's jewelry necklaces, whether that's ties or belts or whatever it may be, it's sort of just a mirror on a hinge that has storage behind it. I love that. Oh look, more chairs. We're still in the living room. Gotta be getting close to it though. They're definitely more interesting chairs. I don't know. It's not terribly uncomfortable, but I'm not a big fan of the color. And last time I was here, I was sort of thinking, gee, do they really change this that often? And yeah, they do. They're making changes even now. This is one of the ones, the entertainment centers I like. I do not have a 55-inch TV, but that obviously means my TV will fit. And just be able to have storage boxes all the way around. Just a couple spots there. Plenty of spots to put games, consoles, all of that just in the area. It comes in a nice color. This color is probably the color, it's, what do they call it? Black brown? Yeah, black brown. It's probably what I'm gonna get a lot of things. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's basically, it's like black with like a wood grain texture. And I like that. So that's probably what I'm gonna stick to. So definitely like one of those. We're getting to shelving. Shelving starts a little earlier than it used to. Let's see if we can find a Billy, because those are the shelves I want. Let's see what we have here. We have fancy, colorful things. I don't want them, but it's definitely something that they have. And they show things like just even like here's setting up a shelf. I think these are, yeah, these are Billy. They don't have it in a corner though. Basically, they have brackets where you can use. Basically, you have the longer Billy here. Obviously, the doors are optional and don't have to be put on there. But yeah, they have the longer Billy, and those would be what I'd use for the most of the shelving. And then I'd get one of these little short ones, and they have brackets that you can use to make it where that is your corner, so you can actually turn a corner with it. Ooh, so nice. And then of course you see the different heights is because this is the standard height, and then they have additional shelves where you can just keep stacking up for as high as your space is. Here is Billy with glass doors put on it. I don't recall this color. It's not better than the black brown, but it's dark blue. Nice. Anyways, the center shelf is set, but all the others can move. So the center shelf, which is also a brace for the shelf itself, keeping it together and all that, is set in place. But then you can move around. You can buy separate shelves and just add individual shelves. It's really nice. So, and of course, there's a variety of different door options that you can add to it. I probably won't add any. Oh, it's not the right color, but here's just sort of a Billy without anything on it. You've seen them. Basically, they have other shelves, and a lot of their shelves, like some of the reason they're even more expensive is they have like little things like decorations along the top or bottom. And one of the things that makes me want this the most is because it's so simple that it allows what I put on it to be nice, to be the focus, and it's gonna be, you know, gaming book collections and Funko Pops and whatever other stuff I have that I collect, because that's what I'm interested in showing off. So just the idea of the black brown is a nice neutral color to fade into the background and show off the stuff I put on it. Probably put some lights on the top to help illuminate the stuff that's on it. That's what I'm looking for, and that's why I like that one. Yeah, other nice options though. This, I mean, it's just obviously a totally different thing. It's just a single shelf, but it has little drawers in it. It's nifty. And then they have other things that are very cool. I don't know if I'd ever have a spot. Certainly not in the condo would I have a spot for them or need for them, but little just sort of glass boxes. They're glass boxes all the way around, and you can just put, you know, a display case, which is cool. And if you have the space for it, right? Put a shelf in the middle of the room. We're now to workspaces. So that's we got workspaces, offices, desks, that kind of thing. Office chairs. I mean, some of them are definitely set up where they have a full living area because it's designed if you don't have a whole lot of space. Let's find ways to make it work. Yeah, desks and such. This chair does not visually look particularly sturdy. However, it has one thing that I really enjoy, and that is this. It goes all the way to my top of my head, so it supports my neck. So I don't feel like it actually has a spot for my head to lean. I really like that. So it's definitely a high consideration for that alone. You know, like for the fact that I have chairs, I'm considering that I may end up getting this just so I have somewhere to sit where I have a spot to lean my neck. That is definitely a nice comfort. And officially speaking, both of the desks I'm currently using aren't mine. They're Mike's. There's a decent chance one or both of them will be something that I'm allowed to take. I'm pretty sure at least one of them will, just because one of them is not like a nice antique. The other is just sort of an old desk that I think he was going to get rid of, but I ended up using it. So that one I'd probably be able to take unless he has a need for it now. So I may end up needing a desk, and this is a corner desk, which I've never really had, but I did have for a while in my life. I had a couple of desks which I set up as if they were a corner desk. That's something I like. Might be worthwhile. Others would be just simple desks that are, you know, very plain, you know, with a couple of drawers, you know, room on them to put stuff. And one thing you'll see here is they have plenty of options, different colors, different patterns, etc. for these kind of, even different materials files. Like these are metal. A lot of them are cardboard even, or they have some that utilize fabric. I'll end up getting some of those just for things like I'm starting to work on, I kind of want to collect Dragon magazines, but those don't work as well to align a shelf. That would be the kind of thing I could put those in there, keep them safe, and then just label Dragon magazine number through number kind of thing on the front. I might do something like that. That way I can keep them, store them. Obviously they wouldn't be the focal point for the shelf, they'd be off on the side, but it would let my whole collection kind of go together. And we get to another section here, because in addition to buying desks as they are, you can buy desks piece by piece and sort of build your own little table. And that includes the actual surface for the desk, So, you know, different sizes and different materials. You can buy legs, just sort of standard legs, and then you can also buy other things for legs, like cabinets. So if you want one side to actually have drawers on it, you buy a drawer thing for one side and a leg for the other, and they just sort of attach onto the base, and you've built yourself a desk, which is kind of a cool concept. I don't know if I'd actually end up doing that kind of table, but I don't know, may consider it. I don't see a sign, but I feel like we are in kitchens now. Because that's what's all around me, these kitchens. Which again, like I said, that's not one of the things I'm looking to immediately upgrade in there. Most of the stuff I'm looking at is stuff that I can do temporarily. Oh, here's one where they are remodeling. Oh, another one of the Whittle set houses. This one has a patio here, and they have these tiles. I'm like, okay, they work great here, where you have them bolted down. I'm not sure how well they would work just sort of laying them out on your patio. But I mean, I like it just as far as not just having basic concrete there. Some of their lights are cool, others are kind of silly. It's a bunch of little paper flowers, which I mean, I guess if you're looking for the light to be the style, fine, but not really what I'm looking for. And all the stuff that you kind of see in here, they have stuff like actually out for sale, but they have so much of it downstairs, like for, oh, you want glasses and all sorts of stuff to put on your table, like all that stuff that you need for your table, they have it. That'll all be downstairs. So upstairs is the showroom. It's mostly like showing off the furniture, and then downstairs is where all the little smaller stuff is. And yes, officially kitchen and counters. They have a whole thing to do your own counters, and they have, I mean, don't get me wrong, they have some cool options and a large number of options. They have ranges, ovens, sinks, refrigerators, all of that. They actually have a whole dock of computers set up where you can actually design the kitchen and make sure you have everything like you like it. That's like a whole thing that they do. So you make sure you get all the stuff you need to make the kitchen you want. If I were to be making a kitchen, redesigning the kitchen, I probably would do it here because that just looks like a lot of fun. They even have this little area in here, which is just plain white stuff, but it's just showing different heights and widths, and basically just helping you get an idea for size. They definitely go out of the way to make sure that you can set up the kitchen how you'd like it. You get waste bins, small waste bins, medium waste bins, pretty much just small and medium, nothing larger than that. We get in the kitchen we have, of course, some more like just adding an island, which I don't know, I might add, not necessarily add it as an island, but add a something like that to one side of the kitchen that I have, because one side isn't really utilized. It's designed as a dining room, and I don't know if I'll need that. But one thing I like is we have this bar here. First, this bar is just going to be mounted, and these are completely around. They have other ones. I'm sure I'll be able to find one. There we go. They have other kind of hooks that instead of being completely around are just sort of sitting on there, so they come off. Now, those are useful for some things, but the fact that this set over here is actually hooked on there gives me the idea, something I kind of like to do would be to get one of these, and instead of mounting it on the wall for spoons and such, to mount it up underneath. There is like underneath the cabinets, because there's sort of like an open area between the kitchen and living room with that. If I mounted it under there, then I could hang things that are actually in between them, like maybe like mugs or that kind of thing, and they'd be between the living room kitchen area. I like that, so that's definitely something I'm considering as well. And of course you get all the basic kitchen stuff too that you need, like just hardware for doors, like handles and all that. And the logical step, moving out of the kitchen area, would be to move into the dining area. So, dining chairs, tables. There's a decent chance if I don't go with the low table like the like the coffee table height, and then this would be actually the section that I'm sure that table I showed earlier is probably somewhere in here as well, because this is the main area and that's pretty much a dining room table. Of course, there's other options as well, like this table, yeah, these are like Swedish words. I have no idea how to pronounce those. But it has the actual wings on it. Yeah. Basically the idea that it extends, and so you can get more table out of it. That is definitely something I would consider, just to be able to make it where I can change how many players I have and how much space I need. And moving our way out of the dining room, we get to, oh, what a lovely bedroom. And they have all sorts of beds here. This will not be something I need. I have a bed. I have a bed that's more comfortable than any one of these. I have a water bed. And I do not fancy sleeping on something firmer than that. So, so as long as I'm, at the very least, as long as I am sleeping by myself, I will be in a water bed. And that is definitely my preference. They have interesting things. I even saw, they have like the desk like this. This desk has glass on it, but it doesn't come with it. So you didn't have to, it's the mom. And it's a dressing table. There's a little desk with a drawer. It's a dressing table. I would use it as a desk. Heck, they even has a desk there. They have it with the laptop on it. The idea, one of the thoughts would be if I set the computers, maybe even ran them from another room with a cable, I could just have that, and that would have a much lower profile to have the monitors closer to the wall, all that kind of thing. So that's something I'm considering. Utilizing the lights for closets works as well. Oh, I think there's actually one in here. The first one I saw, these lights here. Not those ones, but those ones. There's actually lights, a little light bar up there with a sensor right there, so it knows when the door opens and it turns the light on. That is definitely a cool idea. Very nice. And of course, I have a basic a dresser, enough to be a dresser, but I'm not sure that I wouldn't necessarily want a dresser not to be a dresser, or something like this. Again, mom, it's a 6-drawer chest, and it's probably designed as like jewelry, and I mean that has the mirror in there for a reason, I'm sure. But that just seems like wonderful, like miniature and that kind of thing. Miniatures, tiles, all that kind of thing for D&D and those kind of games. Just to have like a setup like that to store it all in might be nice. I don't know. Something I'm thinking of. I think I've even seen them put them on wheels, which would mean I could wheel it up next to me when I'm gaming, when I'm going to need it, and not when I don't. Be cool. That'd be cool. What other there was all sorts of dressers, beds, and I'm sure moving from here we're going to the closet section. That's a nice closet, isn't it? That's like a bedroom-sized closet, but very nice, right? Now I know they have all sorts of stuff. Again, similar setup like they had for making your own kitchen. They have things for all the different sizes in the blank ones. Like this is 19 and 5/8 measurements, and they have doors and internals, all sorts of stuff. Computers again. Build your own closet. Now, the closet at the condo that my grandma's in, that I'd be considering, is already pretty much set up full of shelves. Really nicely designed. Where part of it can be closet and part of it can just be general storage. That's nice. So this is probably not something I'm going to need if that is indeed where I end up. But it's definitely cool to have, to know that it exists. And then we go into tiny beds that are bright and colorful and things like that. Ooh, clouds! I don't think they actually sell those, but essentially you're entering into children's Ikea. See? And they have weird stuff, but some cool stuff. I don't know if there's anything I'd actually do, but certainly things I'd consider. I mean, really, if you just need your own disco ball or some balloon lights, it's the place to get them. Now, when I was a kid, I had, obviously it wasn't exactly this kind of thing, but I had a loft bed with a desk under it. Very nice thing to have as a kid when you need more space. until I fell out of it and landed on Legos. Of course, that one has a railing. Mine did not. They do have rolls for paper, and the paper right there, which might be nice just as far as map making and some of that kind of thing. So, some art supplies. You know, they call it kids stuff, but I like art too. We have some costumes actually for kids. Like there's the eagle and the 8-ball robot and that kind of thing, which are interesting, but kind of cool that they have that. And then pretty much finishing up the floor, well, that's a bike bell because they have bikes. And you finally reach the cafe, which is actually where I began things. So instead of going back there, since I'm not quite hungry yet, getting there, we have stairs. Or there's the elevator. But I'll take the stairs. I mean, heck, one of the reasons I'm here is because I need to get some exercise. And you can kind of tell from being on these stairs, you can kind of be above everything, and you can see the different areas. You can't really see what's in them, but you can tell sort of an interesting look at the place. But we're now going down to the, what, marketplace? Yeah, marketplace is what they call it. Here's where you can actually get normal carts. There weren't really normal carts for upstairs. But this is where all the smaller stuff is from. So, let's take a look at that now. One thing I've noticed here that I think is quite odd is they have a number of different fake plants. I do not get what the draw is of having a fake plant. I mean, I get it, maybe you can't keep a real plant alive, but
They might have.
I'm not sure what the point with that is. Then we start in cookshop and tableware, which has kitchen stuff. I mean, gee, last week Nick wanted to go to a kitchen shop. I told him Ikea was good, but no, he wouldn't believe me. Oh well. And this is all smaller stuff, and particularly with kitchen, it's stuff that I know there's a decent chance I'm gonna end up with a lot of it just because when I move out, my mother is going to give me a lot of extra stuff. Basically, she has a lot of stuff that I know she's kind of like, I don't need all of this, but doesn't really have anything to do with it. I will end up with a lot of that. So I'm not really thinking too much on any of the kitchen stuff I need because I'll get at least the basics that I need from her, certainly. And then possibly more than that. And so it won't be until after I see what I actually get that when I end up, having, that I'll care to really think too much about it. But they definitely have some cool stuff. There's some useful stuff. Decent prices. They have pots and pans and all sorts of storage containers. Especially if you want to store things where you see them, like in clear containers, this is the place to go for that. They have a variety of different glasses, with pretty much one unifying factor being that none of them are pretty much big enough. I don't know. That one's almost big enough. I don't know if they had that last time. So maybe they're fixing that, but a lot of their glasses are pretty small. A lot of them are more like this, and that is just not a big enough glass for my taste. But they have all sorts of glasses, including, like wine glasses and things like that for people that wine, champagne, margarita, all that kind of thing. And then they have plate sets in a few different colors. Some have designs. Again, it's like, I may not end up with exactly matching set with what I end up getting, but I'll have enough to get by, so it's not an immediate need. We come to bed textiles, blankets and pillows and all that kind of thing. So, again, not something I particularly need, that's the kind of thing I'll have. So, that's not an immediate thought on my mind. What in the world? It's like, it's a cat mouth with a tongue licking the top of another cat mouth, but there's no eyes, like there's no actual cat face. Like that's weird and creepy. And then we get to bathroom, which again feels more like it has some of the stuff there that's more little furniture-y, but that's because most of the bathroom is going to be smaller stuff. Organization for drawers, mirrors, basic storage that works. Towels, mirrors, bars to hang towels on, whatever, bathroom stuff. Again, not really something I'm thinking about. I'm more excited for how am I going to store my, my RPG collection than bathroom stuff. It's like that's kind of thing. Again, I'll have the basics that I need. Oh, I find myself in a pillow room, so if I need throw pillows, spoiler alert, I don't need throw pillows. And ooh, curtains. Now I will need curtains. I don't know if I'd get them here or somewhere else, but I will need curtains to completely black out the windows, because I often end up going to bed before the sun is actually all the way down because of my schedule. I have to completely black it out. Right now, I don't have any windows, but I will need to black out the outside world. Like, I may even like Velcro something like to make sure there's no seams around it where light shows through. But I'm not sure exactly how heavy the curtains they offer here are, so I'm not sure if this would be the place to get them or not. And we move from textiles into rugs, it looks like. I don't think I need rugs, but I guess that, only one room in that place is actually carpeted, so I might. I mean, basically right now I have a main rug in my room that I use to keep from damaging the carpet and where I have it. And I may need like a welcome mat. I realized that's what it was when I touched it. I'm like, ow, that is tough. Obviously that one doesn't say welcome, but I don't really want it to, because I will be much more selective on who is welcome than just a sign saying it to everyone that walks by. Everyone that walks by is not welcome. Here we move into storage. Lots of storage. And this is where I told you before there were the bins that can store things, like magazines and such. And then there's other ones that are boxes with the same concept, different sizes. General bin-like stuff. We have different styles. Like this is paper. It's not metal. Like the one I saw before was metal. This is paper. This one is metal but graded. They even have some that are like a really cheap, like cardboard that's just very plain but functional. I mean, otherwise different colors, different materials, all sorts of stuff if you needed to store a magazine, that kind of soft cover book. It's not going to stay up on its own. Reminds me of Doug banging on a trash can. Well, cartoon Doug. Now, obviously, it's not something I need. I don't need a metal trash can, but that's what it made me think of. Brought a smile to my face. It's not bad. I like some of their wooden hangers. My mom's like, that's a terrible price for those, and I'm like, I don't know. It seems fine to me. But here we have plastic hangers, and it is a 4-pack for 39 cents. So if I just want to do plastic hangers but have them all match, then I can do that, and it's basically 10 cents per hanger. That certainly wouldn't be bad. And here were the wood ones I was talking about. It's an 8-pack for $3.79. Which, I mean, they seem nice is the thing. It's like, yeah, it's not cheap, but they're nice quality. So, I don't know. Ultimately, I'll have a mismatch of odd hangers, and that will get me by to start, so it's not an immediate need either way. Passed a few of these. This one is a bunch of them. We have screws, we have level and different hooks, and like picture hangers, nails, ties. We have electric drills and hammer drills, which are like impact drills. Smaller drills. We have actual just hammers with pliers and wrenches, all of that kind of just stuff. They have a little section, and I feel like it moves around occasionally, but where it's just that hardware kind of thing, and the tools you need to put the furniture together and to put it up. Because not only does the furniture have to be assembled yourself, it all comes flat packed, but a lot of it actually needs to be like anchored into the wall to be safe. So they sell the tools for that, so you can get it all you need here. Here's a cute little lights. It's a little excessive to have 4 of them right here, but they're little clamp lights. Nice, it works. Puts a nice little design, you know, light pattern on there. Oh yeah, speaking of lights, we're to lighting. So, lighting. Oh, and there's stars and moons, and there's where the balloon lights are. All that kind of thing over here. Let's take a closer look. Because they're not really things I need, but they're kind of cool. See little star lights. They have little holes in it, so they have little like star pattern. And moons and balloons. Oh, that's pretty cool. And they have some cool little lights, even just things like this little light. It's a basic little light. Has this nice clear base, which is plastic, and it's cheap. But I just think that's the kind of thing, it's small enough, it might even work like on a shelf. If I wanted to have like a light on one of the shelves and just have something where it's a little color, a little bit of light, just to keep things mixed up, that's definitely something to keep in my mind. A possibility to help, you know, mix things up. And I'm not sure if I'll end up with any actual bare bulbs. But, and these are clearly not the best necessary for the amount of light they seem to produce, but they do have some cool little things here where they're like designed, like the bulb itself is a cool little design. I thought that's neat. And oh, they have a few of them over here. They have just a row of them right up here, those ones and a few others. And we of course have different string lights, including one that's designed like a web and all that kind of thing. So they have some cool options for lights. Of course, we get to the Death Star light as well, with its different options, different colors, etc. But I will say they seem to clink around, so knowing that I'll have people above me that could be walking on my ceiling, I wouldn't want that to vibrate and make clinky noises, so not sure if I'd get that. And they have art. So I am much more prone to movie posters and that kind of thing on my walls, but just as far as general art, they have some cool stuff here. It's the kind of thing, am I going to want to give up having, you know, a Harry Potter poster on my wall to make space for one of these? No, I don't. I like my Harry Potter poster. I like my, you know, printouts from Doctor Who. That's definitely something I enjoy, but they have cool options if you're looking for a more adult mindset with it. A more mature, but I like my movie posters. I enjoy my movies, so I like that. We're now to home decoration, which of course includes candles, which smell nice. But was the kind of thing with how far towards the end it is. The first time I was here, I was like, do they actually have candles? Because of course, the song, Jonathan Colton, you know, some candles for you. So I knew they were supposed to. But in addition to all the fake plants that they have other places in the store, right here near the end of this part, they have real plants. And some actually some cool looking ones. A little more tropical looking than what might be native to the area. So there's some pretty cool looking plants. I don't know if I'd really want to have to take care of them, but hey, it's there, right? And we moved into the self-serve furniture area, which is basically the warehouse. We're moving out of the actual marketplace and into self-service, which still has some other stuff. I mean, of course, we're now in the warehouse, but we have some stuff here in the middle that is still showing off some other stuff. They haven't wasted their space. But this is how furniture comes packed. You know. Look, what is this? Yeah. That entertainment center I said I liked. It comes here in 1, 2, 3 boxes. So those 3 boxes contain the entertainment center. They're all just flat boxes. You put it together yourself. But they have all sorts of stuff. And generally, it's going to be all reachable. And there's extras up high for the most part. So generally, you don't need them to come get it down with a pallet. They're the first 2 shelves that you can reach. So didn't really pick out anything to buy today. Surprise! Not really surprised. But there's still a little bit more here, even after that. And of course, you can see aisle numbers, and then there's bin numbers. They make it easy to find stuff. I love that their giant banner for cinnamon buns bothered to mention that that is not the actual size of a cinnamon bun. There is no need to mention that. It is very clear that was never going to be the size of a cinnamon bun. And just before you get to the actual checkout, which the bistro, which is where I'll be eating next here, is after that. There is a little section here, as is, and basically it's stuff that either they put on display in their store, so it's going to be a little scuffed, it's been put together, came back with damaged parts, things like that. There's furniture that isn't quite all the way, as it should, but you can get for up to 50% off. So it's the kind of thing, depending on your needs, maybe that works. Like, let's find this one here. This one is 37% off because it was a showroom display. And they all say what's going on with them. A lot of these are showroom display. This one was a customer return. Let's see what we got here. And this one has been assembled. Oh no. But yeah, they have their as-is department as well. A lot of it is just showroom stuff that they then sell here for cheaper. And then here at the very end of things, after the cash registers, is the bistro. And also the grocery area, because you can actually just get like the Swedish food market and bistro. Because they have just foods you can buy here. We've actually gotten, they have the frozen meatballs and then the packets for the meatball sauce. And those are good. We've gotten those and made them at home. They work wonderfully. So that's always an option here. And they have some other things. Their chocolates and all sorts of weird stuff that you don't necessarily find in other markets. So nice to have, I suppose. Oh, here. There's the meatballs and sauce. That works. So here to finish up my time, I have a hot dog for a meal, and then I did get myself a cinnamon roll for dessert. I actually had that the first time I came here last time. And it was pretty good, so I got another one today. And that's going to conclude my time here at Ikea. After this, I'll be walking out. Although there is something I'll show you on the walkout. So one more thing to show on the way out. Of course, they have the same sort of thing. They have elevators, they have stairs, but they have shopping trolleys only, not the carts, because this floor on this sort of ramp that matches the escalator is designed so that the carts will actually slide in, and once they hit there, until they reach the bottom and it lifts them out, the wheels don't turn. So even though this is a ramp, the carts do not roll down it. They lock in place and they're just stuck until the ramp, until the bottom of the ramp, which was really a cool idea. But yeah, so the actual carts go down here. Of course, the bottom of this, we go right out onto the, here's where we started. And the parking garage is right here. We also, as I'll note, they do have some cool things in that they can help. Some people will help load if you need it. They actually have the whole little front area says customer loading, and they have the same thing on the outside. So basically, you're covered for making sure you have nice spots up front. You park further back, and then you move right up to the front to actually load the vehicle. Wonderful idea. And one other thing that they provide that I think is just really cool for loading the vehicle, things some people have, but you may not, is they have little boxes all around for twine. So that if you need to tie things down and make sure things are secure, they're making sure that you can do so, because they don't want you to drive off and have something fly off the back, out of the back of your trunk or something. They want to make sure it's secure, so they provide that. I think that's really cool. So that was a little more than a 2-hour trip at Ikea. I'm headed home now, and I suppose this vlog has been long enough as it is. But thank you for watching. Please, subscribe, follow my vlog as my days continue. But we'll call it a day for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.